Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we finish some quests here with Shainia. Shainia, I think I pronounced her name more or less okay. She notices you with a smile and smiles broadly. Destiny has brought us together once more, O worthy one. This is no mere coincidence. The perfect human is telling us that our paths are deeply intertwined. Who the heck is this perfect human? I want to know them. Like snakes, she says, coiling around each other in an act of love. Yeah. About that. Lindsay loves stories. You can talk to her. How I'm grateful, O worthy one. I shall relate to you the story of my ancestor Vubalak. Let us see if she is nimble enough to write it all down without omitting any of the colorful details. I greet you, young Lindsay. They say that you are writing a book. That is most fortunate, for I can embellish it with a few stories that I have lived through during my adventures. Once I met a monk from the House of Perfection. He was an ascetic and hadn't eaten for 4 whole years. Hold on, 4 years? Are you sure that he ate absolutely nothing? Maybe it was, well, you know, some sort of moderate fasting, more like a diet, like when you do eat, but only a little bit? No. Why would you think that? Apart from the fact that people die when they don't eat, breaking his ascesis would have been a shameful weakness. He did not eat at all. The people revered him as a pious and enlightened man whose spirit was very strong. But I, as soon as I met him, suspected that he might be a liar. So I decided to expose him for what he truly was. Why would you suspect that he might be a liar? She says. Wait a moment, 4 years? Says Lindsay. That's impossible. If I skip breakfast and dinner, my stomach hurts so badly I can't even walk. It's really hard to believe that the monk could spend a whole 4 years, like... And she gets interrupted again. Young Lindsay, says Shainia. By paying attention to such unimportant details, you run the risk of missing the heart of the matter. As I was saying, I decided to bring the monk's dishonesty to light. I enlisted the services of a shaitan who owed me a favor. This earth genie stood in front of the monk and sang a song. In that very moment, the hermit's face twitched, and a stream of stones erupted from his mouth. Imagine this. He had swallowed rocks to fill up his stomach, to save himself the pangs of hunger. He swallowed enough stones to fill his stomach, and lived, and never had to eat again? As far as I know, it doesn't work like that. Of course, I'll write down the story, but I doubt it will enjoy much success. It's just too incredible for our provincial audience. With a guilty smile, Lindsay turns away. I'm gonna remain silent. And also, your story is truly incredible. Incredible means that that it's not credible, but it's not often used like that. And in fact, you'd argue that it doesn't mean that it's not credible. It means that it's, you know, fantastic. Even the word fantastic, it has a different meaning, or the original meaning anyway, because it comes from fantasy. I don't know. I will remain silent because I don't know if I'm saying no. I don't believe you, Shainia, because that's sort of the opposite of that. So I'm gonna remain silent. Perhaps I'm not as good at telling stories as I thought. After all, putting the events of the past into words is not quite the same thing as witnessing them. Perhaps I chose wrongly when I decided to become a muse. Until I can answer this question, I shall remain true to the calling I have always pursued: weaponsmithing. Did that come out of nowhere? Because I don't recall that. So, did she say that she was a weaponsmith before? Anyway, if in your kindness you could indulge me once more and grant me a workshop in these lands, then I swear to you I shall make for you truly miraculous weapons, the likes of which these lands have never seen. But for now, let me tell you a story that our conversation reminded me of. This truthful story was divined for me by a woman who had eyes on the palms of her hands. Once upon a time, the sorcerer Maka Abikara decided to become immortal. He started living his life with such purpose and determination that his essence would be imprinted on all of his future incarnations. Maka studied the arts and became a great conqueror. He consumed the flesh of his enemies and servants to gain their strength. At a feast, Maka once swallowed a wall tiger, and the beast's rage and hunger burned in his veins, until, consumed by it, he ate himself. Years went by, and a young prince by the name of Purusavagba destroyed Manka's empire, slaying all of his generals. For Purusav was a reincarnation of Maka, bent on restoring the empire to its true glory. By destroying it, as far as I can tell. Eventually, Purusav was defeated in battle and his empire died with him, but it was Maka Abhigara who spawned the terrible race of Rakshasa, cunning beasts, half human and half animal. Trust me, for I have met these creatures many times. Rakshasa, I believe, are part of the Hindu religion. Is it Hindu or is it Sikh? I would say, I'm pretty sure they're from India, but then again, Sikh exists not just in India. I think the vast majority of the Sikhs of the world are from India, but I'm not really sure. I'm just saying Sikh because the Rakshasas are usually drawn with what I identify as a turban? I don't even know how to pronounce the name, but it might, of course, have a different name because it has different names in different for different contexts and religions. But the whole story, when they mentioned the tiger, I was already like the names themselves sort of sound Hindu to me. But yeah, this was It's interesting as well that they're using the Rakshasa again. The Rakshasa, of course, being directly lifted. I think they're directly lifted off of Hinduism. That's how it goes, I think. From Dungeons and Dragons, but of course Pathfinder being, sort of a reincarnation of Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, it brings that many. It's interesting that they didn't even go for a new name. It's that Rakshasa. It's just how it goes. Maka always dreamed of leaving a mark on the world, and he did, but not in the way he expected. It was not on the battlefield that his name became immortalized, but in bed, surrounded by concubines. Each may be mistaken in choosing their own path. May they? What? How does that work? Each may be mistaken in choose. Oh no! Okay, so they chose wrong on their own path. Even the wise. What? Oh right. Okay. She's not talking about the concubines. She's making excuses for him, right? Because apparently concubines are not well received in the land of the Rakshasa. Perhaps I'm destined to be your advisor. Please be. Oh, most worthy one? Or your lover? I mean, it's fine, okay. It's fine, okay? I just said that. Anyway, go now, for I need to be alone and think upon my words. I don't think she's gonna be a, I don't think she's gonna be a medical... not medical. A, coin... economy advisor? I wish she were. Anyway, we're leaving, and we need to bring Lindsay back home because, yeah. And of course now I need... Yeah, that's completed. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at that. Double tap J, and this happens. Good stuff. So Old Beldam, probably not gonna happen. And I think the rest of the quests are now waiting, apart from that one. I need to, yeah. So I'll mess with the quest for right now. Ooh, she has a level up. That's good. But I'm not gonna do that right now. What I'll do... Oh, they're very slow. What I'll do is I'll go back home. I probably need to sleep with everybody outside. I'm not... Oh, or just sleep. I haven't slept yet. Doing upgrades does make it so that I sleep but not my companions. So I definitely need to wait for 8 hours in there. But I'll leave the companions back home. All of them, because I have so many. And then I'll go to the... I've not been there yet, so there's a lot of things that I need to do. But the Verdant Chambers or whatever, that's I need to go over there. It's gonna be quite a journey, but let's go to Duskdale. I also need to go... Didn't I need to go... Oh, by the way, stop. Thank you very much for telling me what that is. That is... And somebody told me in the comments, so thank you very much. That is the thing I need to buy. Part of an armor. And I did... I don't know if what I said when we got that quest, because I think we messed with that quest when we were, going around and messing with things. In the episode that I started over here, and yeah, because I was doing it off camera. And what I said might have revealed, not to my knowledge, because I didn't come to that conclusion myself, but what I said might have revealed that I had seen what I'm about to see right now, because we're about to see it. Doomra over here has something for me, or someone in here anyway has something for me, and I would like to spend the night in here for sure. And that's my stash. And what I saw is a trader in here that has something in this. This is what I saw. So this is what I saw. However, and what I remember from the comment was that I need to that exclamation mark is there because of the quest. The quest for Lawbringer. This. So I saw that and I didn't think much of it because I didn't realize what it was. And then what I mean by my speech revealing that I had seen it is that when I received the quest, I remembered seeing it, but in fact I had not seen that particular piece of equipment on camera. So it might have sounded weird because, well, I didn't remember when I had seen it, but still, it wasn't on camera. So let's try and haggle this. I love haggling. Doomra chews her lips, or lip, then answers with a reluctance. All right, here's your key. Oh, don't send me there. Just let me sleep. Thank you. Thank you very much. That didn't get fixed. I got restoration for you, don't you worry. I think. Harim somewhere. I don't... Harim, can you restore? Probably should have done that before. I don't think he has that... Oh, spellbook right here. Okay. So, restoration... I have scrolls. He has that ability, though. I think he has the spell. Maybe he doesn't. I'm not seeing it. It's right there. Restoration. So what I'll do... Oh, of course. Let's see. So we load... That's my current time. Is it? No, it's not. 'Cause that's not my time. That's the in-game time. I never remember, because some games register the in-game time and others don't and all that. Oh, that's bad. Because I need to do the restoration. So I need this autosave. Yeah. So this is a good thing that... and again, thank you very much for pointing me in the right direction, because I really didn't understand why that was there. I looked around and just messed around with it. And then just decided, you know what? I'll just not come here in this episode. And that's why I didn't come here on camera. Anyway, what I want is to buy the thing. I can offer the things myself. I can't because I sold all the things. That's good enough. And now, for Harim, who shouldn't be here, but he is, I'm going to change his spell to Shield of Dawn... The summon, I'll give restoration. Now, how does that work? Restoration cures all temporary ability damage and restores all points permanently drained from a single ability score, which means I'll need like 5 million restoration, most likely. Because he himself might have something. Can't tell from here. But it's good. So I can do that check again, because I should be good at that. And now... should be able to heal her. So, restoration on her. Watch it heal everything. It heals everything. Because of course it does. Why can't you cast it? Is it because you're fatigued? It requires diamond dust! Frickin' hell. Why do you... Oh no... That's bad. That's not good. I know why it happens. Oh man. So in Dungeons and Dragons, and you don't see this in video games though, but in Dungeons and Dragons you need, I think what's called the focus. It might be something else, reagents or whatever, for different spells. And I think even relatively smaller spells. I'm not going there. I'm going this way. Yeah, let's go this way because I want to be in my lens so I can keep an eye on what's going on over there. Let's also explore this way, so I'll have that, since there's no downside right now. So in Dungeons & Dragons, you have spells like need this stone or this item or whatever to work, and sometimes it's really something simple like a vial of water or a pearl, and other times it's complex, no complex things, and I need to go to the throne room. Oh, there's the Doomsayer scaring people. That sounds like something Anne-Marie is gonna deal with. Anyway, and usually you don't see those in video games because I don't understand. They brought so many things from pen and paper, lifted directly off of pen and paper. It's seemingly without really giving it much thought, because the reason I find that those little folky, that's the plural of focus, work well in pen and paper is that you're gonna cast 1 or 2 spells like that per 4 hours of gameplay. Let's see, we need to go to the throne room because you're playing with friends and they have to do their own thing. And if you cast that much, that's just you're gonna cast a few or like 1 or 2 at most. But in a video game, we fight so many people. The thing, I mean, we have dozens and dozens of hours already into this game. But if this were a pen and paper game, to play the campaign that we've been playing, a decade would have passed if you played like 4 hours every Sunday. It's just completely undoable, not possible, because the combat is just so much combat. You have so much combat, and it goes fast in the video game because it's real time with pause. And that's one of the reasons why I prefer it to be real turn-based and actual turn-based, because that means that they don't put as much combat in, and makes combat better, makes combat flow better, and makes the combat more relevant. And we're not fighting kobolds here and there; we're fighting big trolls or whatever, and it's more akin to what the experience is in pen and paper. But anyway, that's my ramble about Diamond Dust that I don't have anymore. I really hope Arim doesn't need a restoration. That's my point. Anyway, because I don't know where to buy Diamond Dust. I assume somebody in here is going to have Diamond Dust, but the lack of fast movement just makes it a hassle. Anyway, judging by his flared nostrils and furrowed brow, something has upset Jod greatly. Your Grace, I have here one of your subjects. He goes by the name of Remus. He does, quote-unquote, a strange old man dressed by visions, obsessed by visions, who you first met on the road not far from Oleg's trading post. I don't remember him. I remember I was just immediately going to go on the mentioning Remus being one of the founders of Rome, the mythical founders of Rome anyway. And I think I mentioned it last time around, so maybe that's where I don't remember who he was. Anyway, we caught him spreading false prophecies, sowing fear among your people. The old man before you was clad in tattered rags. His gray hair and beard are filthy and matted. Judging by the smell, he has not bathed in some time. Perhaps years, and you have to fight the urge to cover your nose. Oblivious, the old man picks at his beard in silence, as if trying to catch lice. You're not certain he even knows where he is. If he's that he wouldn't be concerned with grooming. It's like, oh, look at that, it's a smelly cat. It's all dirty and matted, and it licks itself. No, if it's a cat that licks itself, it's not going to be smelly and dirty. That's just how it works. And if he picks his lice off his beard, that's how people work a little bit as well. Jod straightens his face flushing. As if that wasn't enough, he says, and he says, Erastil, forgive my words, prophet, he does, with air quotes, blasphemed against the deities, proclaiming we must bow to some false god. At the mention of God, the old man shudders and his eyes go wild, almost feverish. The goddess will rise from the forests. From the swamps, you've cut down her trees and drained her marshes, but she will take no more of this. Fall to your knees and repent, and she will grant you a swift death. Your Grace, you have to deal with this madman, says Jod. I'm the only sane person in this city, this hideous, ugly city. Its stone buildings claw into the soil and thinks themselves safe. I'm sorry, I don't know grammar very well. But the sky shall open, the earth shall tremble, and this city shall crumble beneath its pride. Erastil, have mercy. Will you be silent, you fool? Jod is getting very upset. And another world shall swallow the ugly city and its careless dwellers, and only the rain shall weep for the emptiness left in its place. Do you want to be my advisor for poetry? Actually, for economy. You can be the advisor for economy. Anybody can be the... Can I? I probably can't. I don't know. I've looked... I mentioned before that I've looked at the list, and we definitely will be getting... Well, I hope we will be getting advisors for economy, because they exist in the game later on. But yeah, I don't... We've already met just outside Oleg's trading post. Do you remember? Remus gives you an absent-minded look. It seems he's at a loss. It's up to you to decide this homegrown Erodin's fate, Baroness, said Jod. I await your command. That's quite a sentence. This homegrown... Oh my god. Homegrown Erodin's fate, Baroness. The Baroness, of course, being a coma, but still. Who the heck's Arden? Arden was the immortal Aslanti who raised the Starstone from the bottom of the Inner Sea in the first year, and in so doing, founded the city of Absalom and ascended to godhood. And I suppose that is so important that, oh well, if it's on the first year, it probably has something to do with the setting of the age. But anyway, let's see. Let's talk about your prophecy. Will let him go, drive the heretic from the barony, give him 30 lashes for his blasphemy. This would make a lot of sense as options if I had any precedent whatsoever in regards to how I treat religion in the religions in the barony. Anyway, Remus, by insulting the gods, and well, he didn't. He said very many good things about one particular god, so it's not like you can't just wholesale say, oh, he insults the gods. No, he insults some of them. It's just, you know. But then again, Jod was saying there was a false god, although, that's a whole other question, isn't it? Did I ramble about that in this Let's Play? I don't think I have. Oh, fantastic. I'll have one of my favorite rants that I sometimes say on different Let's Plays. So if you have seen other Let's Plays of mine, you might know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to give you a hint. It's got to do with how people see the notion of false gods throughout history, and of course that's rooted in history. Anyway, I'll not choose that one. Let's talk about your prophecy, Remus. Remus looks at you silently, nervously pulling at his beard. This time around, he's not actually grooming himself. He's just, pulling at it. It's like, ow, it hurts. Oh, I did that, and I hurt myself. So what is this other world you speak of, and what will happen to this city? A different world, fierce and wild, where mountains impale the sky, where rivers change direction, where the very trees talk to the stars. He swallows and stares ahead as though lost. The wild world will consume this city, shape it in its own image. It will be the end of all. Lovely. A world will shape the city in its own image. I think I know what you mean, sort of, but it's not. Anyway, how do you know about that? The goddess showed it to me in my visions. She whispered about a beautiful new world, told me she would heal nature's wounds. But I don't want it. He shakes his fist, threatening someone invisible. Sure. She must be stopped. Sacrifices. We must offer up sacrifices. Goats or cows or horses. That'll be enough. It must be enough. Okay, tell me about this goddess. I would know more of her. Her fury is like a river after a storm. Her voice, thunder in a summer sky. Her touch, as cold and sharp as a sliver of ice. She is beautiful as a dream. Remus stutters, then blushes. It's been 40 years since I last longed for a woman. But her... Oh boy. So an angry goddess will lay our city to waste. This was the... Why? Why? From as a character and as a writer, why would you turn this awkward? Why? He was a rambly old man, and now he's got a boner for his goddess. So like, what? Why? I mean, unless this could, it honestly sort of feels as a actually, I'm saying this because it feels like a for a foreshadowing would be written. So this feels like foreshadowing, the fact that she's beautiful. And specifically the fact that he has a boner for her. Because that's the awkward bit. Like, she's beautiful as a dream. This is a lot of lyrical and just idyllic and whatever. But it makes it sound like she's a succubus. Or in Dungeons and Dragons lore... Actually, what is Dungeons and Dragons lore? No, Dungeons and Dragons also has succubi. Yeah. So if you were to take the writer here seriously and not just, let's put this old dude being horny for his goddess, that probably is foreshadowing, which probably means that we're dealing with something in either like a vampire, because vampires also have sort of seductive spells. Is it vampires? I'm trying to think back to Baldur's Gate and specifically to what creatures cause charm. Either way, anyway, vampire or a succubus or something. Anyway, so an angry goddess will lay our city to waste because we drained her swamp. She must be a petty goddess indeed, if she takes part in the affairs of mortals even on such insignificant occasions. Perhaps you simply had a dream, and it merely seemed real. I succeeded. A 420 experience plays it. But Remez's gaze becomes clear for a moment. His shoulders slump, and he looks even older now, more tired. Maybe you are right. I need to lie down. Don't lie down in... I warned them to bleach the blankets after. Praised be Erastil, says Jod. Is that a glimpse of reason? I thank you, your grace. You have turned this poor man toward the light. Actually, I didn't really did any of that. I just said that I just sort of cast some shade at his goddess and it's like, hey, she's probably not that great if she is upset because losers and only losers get upset that I destroyed their home, you know, as one does. And he apparently agreed with me. Didn't have a comeback, really. This was basically, yeah. Let's see. Jod says, I thank you, your grace. You have turned this poor man towards the light. I'll find him a place to sleep. Just make sure nobody else sleeps there afterwards. And make sure he's fed and sent back where he came from. Whence he came from once he wakes. I think we should expect no more trouble and no new prophecies, he says, doing air quotes again. Jod smiles and bows, signaling the end of the conversation. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that was a quest conclusion, I'm pretty sure. Lindsay, how's your publishing house? In full swing. The press is working day and night. Turns out there aren't just readers, but also writers in our lands. They keep bringing me new manuscripts. Some are even readable without crying. She says. My first reaction there was that, are they writing like drama? and does she not like drama? But then I realized what she's saying here is that she's being sarcastic. Or she's not being sarcastic. She's being jocose. She's making a joke. She's jesting. Then she says, don't leave without me. I will definitely need, let's have a chat with this old fool again. But I'll definitely need to buy more build things. Saddled and the clinging, technically everything is good. Get more building points. So let's do that. So I can go. Was that there before? Very quiet, the game, all of a sudden. I don't remember the exit being there. It's good. It's good that it is. So what we're gonna do? Probably gonna sell some equipment as well, because honestly, I'm not gonna need it. I don't, unless some of my companions leave me, which hopefully they won't. I will just be able to sell the equipment I don't use. Specifically that little. Oh, Zarcy? Wait, what's going on? Lindsay? Why are you so much faster than I am? I want to be that fast. What's going on? Oh, what? You passed right by me. What's this? Where do you expect me to come from? From here? Wait, says Lindsay. I want you to meet someone. Here, this is Tessie the Quill, a book peddler. If not for her, I'd probably still be sitting in a radish patch in my hometown. Oh, it's her! Lindsay told us about her. Tessie, a plump woman wearing heavily patched clothes, greets you with a broad, gap-toothed smile. Nice to meet you, your barony. Is it? How that work? Anyway, with capitals. In English, I realize in Russian you capitalize words, just whatever words you want, as a sign of respect. You can capitalize literally anything, and it is grammatically correct to do it as long as you're giving it a sign of respect. In Portuguese, you do that for for religious matters and for your god or gods. But and we saw that as well with the gods. I was seeing that, and I was like, I'm not sure that happens in English though. This definitely doesn't happen in English, unless it's like it definitely doesn't happen. This is especially not in speech. But anyway, she says, "Nice to meet you. You're a barony, not baroness." Anyway, thanks for keeping an eye on this little tot. I can just give her gold. Let's do that, because just not to pass up the opportunity of the first thing I can do in interaction with this woman is to give her 10 gold. You travel around. Have you heard anything interesting about my neighbors? And she hides the money and smiles knowingly. Course I do. What do you want to hear about? Brevoy? Bad. People in Rostov are honing their swords. With a royal house gone, it's just a matter of time until there's some big uproar. Everyone knows it, and no one wants it, but there doesn't seem to be any way to avoid it. Mivon? The usual schemes and duels. Seems a bunch of runaway bandits flooded in there from Brevoy. Rumor has it the great houses are intentionally straining Mivon, so the Aldori there won't be able to help Rostov when the carnage begins. Wait. Aldori? What, Brevoy? Those are from Brevoy, right? The Aldori family, I think. Yeah, anyway, so what about Pitax? Under King Irovetti, what isn't going on in Pitax? Parties, parades, executions. The king robs the trade houses that used to own the city. He brought some gang in from Numeria who's been selling deliriant potions. He sends strange expeditions into nearby lands, but no one knows what he's looking for. Nobody can tell what the cook's thinking. That's why he always wins. Sure. I hadn't heard that he always wins. Has anyone asked about my lands? Now, don't you go taking me for a spy, all right? Honestly, go ahead and check me with magic, or just ask Lindsay. I'm happy to hear and pass rumors along, but I don't go spying on purpose. My business is books. As for your question, well, of course they're interested. People in Rostov want to know if they were right to wager on you, while Mivon and Pitax are still trying to take the measure of their new neighbor. No one knows what to expect from you, and that's why I always win. And so they're getting themselves ready for some surprises. Well, they're not going to have many, because I don't have an economic advisor, so that's not great. That's really always at the back of my head. So where are you from? Right now, or in general? The question here probably is, where do you come from? Probably, because you're not from somewhere right now, and then tomorrow you're going to be from somewhere else. Anyway, she has a peculiar tendency to not add the subject to her sentences, and that confuses me. Anyway, I came from Mivon right now. As for in general, well, I'm from everywhere and nowhere. I was found under a bush, and I've traveled with the wind ever since. How did you meet Lindsay? I went through her village from time to time. There weren't many. She definitely has that. I just can't pronounce it because I need to understand the sentence as I say it. So anyway, there weren't many buyers, she says. I was lucky to sell half a dozen calendars each year, maybe a couple cheap vulgar prints. She means porn. Yeah, she was selling porn. Then a priest from the capital went to live there, and he got the young people interested in reading little by little. Some would ask for romance stories, some wanted heroic tales. Well, one day this little tot came by and traded her father's belt, 2 bottles, and a hunk of bread for a 2-volume collection of legends about the Arc Knights of Avistan. He came back later all tear-stained, which is good. because that's a change from the stains the other things she was selling came back with. It looked like her daddy didn't need the belt after all. So she sniffled at me and said, "Take me with you. I can help." And looked right. Anyway, and she looked at me like a lost puppy. So I took her along. Why not? And that's what got the ball rolling. What brought you here? A little bird told me about a proper city in the stolen lands now, one with a printing house, with an old friend of mine sitting in that printing house at that. So I came by to see her. Maybe buy some books while I'm at it. Will you be staying? Me? I'm not really sure. Probably for a while at least. The people here seem fine. They read at least. Then again, there is a printing house here, and I get to catch up with Lindsay. I hadn't seen her for a few years, you know. After I get tired of things here, I'll be on my way again. Have you heard anything interesting about my neighbors? And that's back to that one. A good day to you. Take care of Lindsay. I don't need to take care of her. She takes care of herself. She's a grown woman. Even though in the alpha version of the game I thought she was a kid. She's halfling. Halfling. Man, I was gonna say dwarf. Nope, she's a halfling. Why do I have the same questions? Interesting. Yeah. I want to see what you have to sell. I will offer you things. Cooking Almanac of the Inner Sea. We've got some interesting things in here. Does she have a lot of money? Or that doesn't matter? Okay. So, I can't sell barely anything, really. Which is interesting. Cloak of Shadows. Cloak of Resistance. Probably not going to need that, so I might as well sell it. Braces of Armor. Incredible Dexterity. I may need that one over there. And this is nice to have. I suppose I might use it every once in a while. This is Luck of Saving Throws. Let's sell that. What about these ones? Intelligence, Wisdom, Luring Charisma. And we got some interesting things in there. And it makes good money. This one makes good money. Really? Oh no, the Braces of Armor make more money than anything else. Let's see what else we have. So type, price in descending order. Sounds good to me. The Adventures of Captain Elena. So nothing too expensive here that stands out as something I should buy. So I'll just steal that and go talk to Asuf, who's the person I came here to buy things from anyway. Oh, that's right. I left all the things back at the chest. So we got a lot of ingredients and all that sort of stuff, but nothing amazing. Tenderloin, I bet there's things here that I have no need for whatsoever. Like this much meat, that's way too heavy. Let's just sell all the meat and we'll cook something. It really doesn't matter as far as I can tell. Let's sort by price descending so I can look at cheap things over here that are heavy. Flour, sell. I bet I'm gonna regret this, but yeah. Milk, sell. I mean, it's giving me money. It's already 10 build points right there. Eggs, absolutely. Yeah, the problem here is that, yeah, I shouldn't do this. I should check on what I like to make, and and just keep those instead of everything else. Now, what I came here to buy though, and let's sort by price, is of course build points. So I want about that much build points for days. Okay, I'll give some of those away. How much money do I have? Enough for 50. About 50. Let's see. How about that? It's good enough. 58. That sounds good to me. Because we are going north after this little adventure. Right there. Okay. What? Okay, nobody's talking to me. So we're going north because we're going to talk to, well, visit the other city that I have north. But for right now, I need to build the blacksmith shop, which I believe is going to be an actual, building description. Because the other one was a building description, specific building. I'm probably going to, I could build it in the north. I don't know, actually, if I could build it in the north. Because we made an expansion, so I don't know. Anyway, +1 divine, that's a thing that happened. Do I have... Yeah, everybody's busy right now. So, let's look... Can I see... No, I cannot. Can I build things? Yes, I can. Look at that. That's pretty good. So I need to remember how I can... Our build points are kind of bad, though. I need to remember how I can move buildings, because that's going to be important. So printing house is free. So a printing house can create literature at the speed no scribe can match, +4 to stability while the barony's alignment is lawful, +4 to loyalty while the barony's alignment is chaotic, and +4 to community while the barony alignment is good. Wait a minute. So you can either be... You can't be neutral on any axis, on either axis, I suppose. No, there's definitely things in there. Yeah. It's good to have this. I'll just put it over there. Because... Should I? That was free, wasn't it? I think that was free. I don't know what that was for, but it might have been for troll quarters. Oh, that's really cool. It's gonna reduce loyalty. I don't need loyalty. I think I have plenty of that, don't I? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna build the troll quarters, because that sounds like a hoot. A lighthouse over here as well. That's not cheap though. Can only be built in a lighthouse slot, which is that one I would assume. And the piers. Yeah. So I did a bad thing. So let's see. If I hold sell... What? I got that? Oh, right. If you sell it, you can move it. Interesting that I can put it over there. Really? That is... That's how you build things without paying. That's how we build things without paying. And that way, I would say that piers... So you can get the money back. I just thought that there was something over there for us, specifically for the piers, but I might have built the piers already. Because I don't see it. Like, where is it? Know what I mean? Can be upgraded to marina, requires town. But this is already town. Is that the reason? Is that might be the reason. What about the mansion? Huh. That's a cool thing to build. It's also enormous. We could build that. The lighthouse probably is going to be important. Let's build first the troll quarters, but we're going to need to wait for our money to come to fruition. We have need of it. I'll mess around with it for a little bit because I have a lot of items in here, and next episode we'll be looking at much more building points. But for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pathfinder Kingmaker. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.